What if I told you that the key to a woman's deepest desire isn't hidden in money, status, or even good looks, but in the way you know how to touch her, ignite her, and completely satisfy her? Imagine this. A woman gives not just her time, but her heart and soul to the man who understands how to use his weapon with mastery. The one who can take her beyond ordinary pleasure into unforgettable ecstasy. The truth is, a woman carries far more passion, more heat, and more intensity than most men ever realize. And because of that, she's naturally drawn, almost magnetically, to the man who can truly fulfill her. She doesn't just like him. She doesn't just enjoy him. She prefers him, craves him, and chooses him above all others. Today, we're going to talk about the one thing that makes a woman lose all control, the thing that gets her the wettest, the most excited, and leaves her completely obsessed. Once a man knows how to do this, she never forgets. She never stops thinking about him. She never wants to let go. That's how powerful it is. But before we dive in, let me quickly say this. I'm on a mission to reach 1.000 subscribers and 500 likes. Your one simple click keeps this channel alive and gives me the strength to keep creating content like this. If this resonates with you, support me by hitting that button. Share this with your partner, and leave a comment below. Trust me, your support means everything. Now, let's get into it. There is one technique that can make a woman completely addicted to you. One that makes her body respond in ways she can't control. And that technique is using your tongue. Yes, you heard me right. Many women absolutely love oral satisfaction. Sometimes even more than the act of penetration itself. When a man knows how to use his tongue with skill, teasing her, building her up, and making her lose herself in waves of pleasure before intimacy even begins, her entire body goes into overdrive. She becomes wetter, more sensitive, trembling with anticipation, and already on the edge of release. Here's why this is so powerful. Oral pleasure isn't just about physical stimulation. It's about the way it makes her feel deeply desired, worshipped, and seen as the goddess she truly is. Your warm breath against her skin, the slow and deliberate movements of your tongue, the teasing strokes that send shockwaves of ecstasy through her body, all of it creates an experience she can't resist. By the time you finally enter her, she's already primed, already burning with desire, and often, if you've done it right, she can climax in as little as 3 minutes, sometimes even sooner. That's the real power of preparing her body through oral satisfaction. And here's the deeper truth. Women value physical fulfillment and emotional connection far more than gifts, dinners, or luxury items. Money can buy a smile, but it can never buy the kind of body-shaking release that makes her truly loyal to you. The man who can give her that peace, that raw pleasure, becomes unforgettable in her mind. He is the one she will always crave, the one she never wants to let go of. So, if you truly want to be the man she obsesses over, learn this. Use your tongue first. Give her that overwhelming satisfaction before anything else. Do this, and you'll instantly become the man she can't stop thinking about. The one who lingers in her imagination long after the night is over. But that's only the beginning. The second technique every man must master is this. When you use your weapon, it must be at its fullest strength, completely hard, unshakably firm, and powerful. Why? Because women absolutely love that solid, commanding feeling. It makes them feel fully taken, completely desired, and deeply connected in the moment. Weakness or hesitation here will never do. To achieve this kind of hardness, you cannot rush. Take your time. Build the tension slowly. Focus on her sensitive areas, her chest, her hips, the curve of her waist, even the back of her neck. These places are like hidden switches waiting to be unlocked. The more attention you give them, the more her body will respond, and the more you will naturally respond in return. Before the intimacy even begins, create the atmosphere with deliberate touches, gentle teasing, and lingering kisses. Keep the stimulation steady until you reach your maximum strength. This is not just about physical readiness, it's about matching her energy with equal passion. Think of it like a fire. The more heat she radiates, the more you must burn with her. If you come in soft or only half ready, she will never fully relax, surrender, or allow herself to feel safe in her own passion. But when you meet her intensity with unwavering firmness, every movement becomes magnified. She feels your strength, she senses your desire, and in that moment, she lets go completely, trusting you to handle her at her wildest. That's what turns an ordinary encounter into something unforgettable, an experience that lingers in her mind and body long after it ends. And when you can consistently give her that kind of deep, powerful connection, she won't just want you again. She'll crave you every single time. Which brings us to the third technique. A woman doesn't only long for hardness, she also deeply desires endurance. She wants intimacy to last long enough for her to release not once, but multiple times, sometimes 2, even 3 times in a single session. This is especially true for younger women, who, when they first begin exploring intimacy, crave both intensity and duration. They don't want it to be over quickly. They want an experience that rises and falls like waves, building stronger each time, making them feel more alive with every moment. A woman wants to climb to her peak again and again in the same encounter. And this is only possible when a man has developed his timing and stamina. Without lasting power, you might satisfy her once, but with true endurance, you can take her through multiple peaks in a single night, giving her a connection she will never forget. One highly effective way to build this endurance is simple. During intimacy, briefly withdraw your weapon for just 1 or 2 seconds, and then re-enter. It may sound simple, but that brief pause brings 2 powerful benefits. First, it allows you to stay in control and last much longer. Second, it gives her body a short moment to reset, to gather energy, and prepare for another wave of intense pleasure. When you perform this technique skillfully, she won't just climax once. Instead, she may reach her peak twice, or even 3 times, within the same encounter. Think about it. A man who can give his partner 3 full orgasms in a single session, that's incredibly rare. And truly fortunate. Because once a woman experiences that level of satisfaction, she'll never want to let go. She won't just remember the pleasure itself, she'll remember the man who gave it to her. And once he's imprinted in her heart, she'll hold on to him with both her desire and her love. Here's the truth. Most men out there may have heard of 1 or 2 of these techniques, but very few ever master all 3. And this is exactly where the magic begins. Because when you are the man who can combine all 3 skills into one seamless, unforgettable experience, you're not just making her feel good in the moment, you're creating a bond that goes far beyond the physical. Picture this. When you can awaken her body to the point where she craves you even before intimacy truly begins, when just your touch alone makes every nerve in her skin come alive, every thought in her mind scatter, every beat of her heart race faster, you've already won half the battle before the real encounter even starts. Because this first stage is not about rushing, it's about building anticipation. Think of it like pulling back the string of a bow. The longer and more carefully you build that tension, the more powerful the arrow will strike once it's released. Desire works the same way. Most men pull the trigger too soon. But the secret lies in holding back just enough, keeping her in that delicious state of wanting more. And then comes the second technique, the strength and firmness she always craves. This is not only a matter of the body, it carries deep symbolic meaning. Firmness is confidence made tangible. It tells her, without words, I'm here. I'm ready. I want you completely. It's the silent language of strength and safety woven together as one. When she feels you matching her fire with equal intensity, she relaxes. She surrenders into your arms. Because she knows she can trust you to lead her through the entire experience. Without that firmness, something deep inside her remains guarded. She might enjoy the moment, but she won't allow herself to fully let go. But with it, when you meet her passion with unshakable strength, her defenses vanish. And that's the moment intimacy rises beyond the physical, becoming a shared space where her emotions, her body, and her trust all melt into one with you. And then we arrive at the third technique. This is the one most men often overlook, the ability to give her true endurance. Not just lasting for the sake of lasting, but lasting with purpose, lasting long enough to take her to places she never thought she could reach. Long enough for her to rise to ecstasy, then pause, recover, and climb again, wave after wave, until she's pushed so far beyond her usual limits that it feels as though she's stepped into another world. Especially for younger women, or those just beginning their journey into intimacy, the combination of intensity and duration feels intoxicating. Like a sweet, irresistible wine, they don't want it to be over quickly. They crave the rhythm. They want to lose themselves in it. To feel the slow build and explosive release not once, not twice, but again and again. And when you can guide her there, when you can give her not just one peek, but two or even three in a single encounter, you're not simply satisfying her. You're rewriting her very definition of pleasure. This is the key that most men completely miss. It's not about how long you can last for the sake of lasting. It's about controlling the pace. You extend the experience not only through stamina, but through knowing exactly when to push forward and when to pull back. Sometimes, just slowing down, just pausing for a few short seconds, resets everything. It gives her space to breathe, to gather her energy, and prepare for the next wave of pleasure. That's how multiple peaks become possible. The man who understands this, the man who can take her from deep craving even before you begin, to feeling your strength and certainty in every moment, to experiencing wave after wave until she's trembling, smiling, and unable to stop thinking about you. That man becomes unforgettable. Why? Because you're not just touching her body. You're reaching into her mind. You're shaping how she sees you, how she remembers you, and how she compares you to every man who comes after. Imagine this. Every kiss, every touch, every attempt at intimacy with another man, she'll be comparing it to you. Maybe not consciously, but her body will remember what you gave her. Her heart will remember what it felt like to be desired by you. And her mind will remember how effortlessly you seemed to know exactly what she needed, without her ever having to ask. We've talked about how you can become the kind of man she'll never forget, the one who sets a completely new standard in her mind. And once that standard has been set, you know what? It's almost impossible to lower it again. Anyone who comes after you, if they can't reach the same heights, will instantly feel like a step backward in her eyes. That's why she won't just want you, she'll need you. Not out of weakness, not out of desperation, but because you've awakened a part of her she never even knew existed. An experience so powerful, so complete, that without it, everything else suddenly feels dull, like living in a world without color. You'll be the reason she suddenly smiles in the middle of an ordinary day. Remembering something you did, or something you whispered, you'll be the reason her mind drifts off even when she's at work. Replaying the feeling of being in your arms. And you'll be the reason her heart races just from seeing your name light up her phone. Or hearing your familiar voice. And here's the most powerful part. Once you've given her that experience, in her eyes, you're no longer just a man she's attracted to. You become her man, the one she trusts, the one she craves, the one who understands her body, her emotions, and her desires better than anyone else ever has. Remember this. When you master all three secrets, you'll never again be just another man passing through her life. You'll be the man she can't imagine living without. And when you have that, when you've built a connection that's both physical and emotional, your relationship rises far above ordinary. It becomes strong, solid, almost unshakable, because while attraction may be what brings two people together at first, it's the combination of deep emotional safety and unforgettable physical connection that keeps them together forever. If this truly opened your eyes, don't forget to hit subscribe before you leave, and share this video with your partner, so both of you can experience a love and an intimacy that time will never be able to fade.